hello. Quick answer, yes. Hey, okay, cool. Why don't I just quickly check in? Because I appear to have fixed the music problem that I was having. How are you all? Rafe, hello. Orpa, hello. It appears that I am too late. You've done your exercise, which means I guess you can chill out and relax. In theory. Soup, hello, X-File. Please enjoy the soup. Get comfy. Get soup fed. Enjoy. As you can tell by the title, we have 2 pages remaining. We've got 2 weeks to go. So that's 1 page a week. In theory. I think that makes it doable. And so my have to go to bed early. That's all good, Ray. If you go to bed when you need to go to bed. Don't you even worry. Don't you even fret, mate. Um I might turn the music down just slightly. Now that we know that it works, I can turn it down. It can make it quieter. Just because it's a little too loud. um, yeah, but so we've got 2 pages left to go. We've also got 2 weeks left to finish them in, so it's all pretty good. It's looking very positive. Are you debating eating something but also not actually hungry? Okay. Well, are you feeling a little hungry? Because if you're feeling a little hungry, then you're gonna, yeah, you don't want to wake up starved. Exactly. Maybe it's a good idea to have just a little snack. Then, just prior to going to bed, just something little. Maybe even like just a slice of cheese. That usually does it for me. Though you shouldn't really have cheese, because cheese will give you nightmares apparently before bed. So you don't want nightmares. So maybe not cheese. Anyway, I would rather overcompensate for the amount of pages we have left to do and just do both of them as quickly as possible. To the highest quality that we can do, of course. But do them as quickly as possible, and then worst case, we have a few art streams where we'll work on some world building for Chapter 4, because Chapter 4 is going to be pretty big. We get to finally see Timberstone. And Timberstone is a town, for those of you who don't know. So it's going to have detail, and a lot of it too. So, yeah, it's a big world. It is a big world. We get to see more of it. But it'll also be the area where we see the most as well. So we're going to see a lot of Timberstone. So we better start on the right foot and be prepared for a visually stunning or a visually good location. So yeah, worst case scenario, once we finish these 2 pages, we can always just do some world building. And it's a nice opportunity for any of you, if you have any ideas, to inject them into the comic itself, because we will be doing some businesses of Timberstone prep and making some businesses for Timberstone. And then on top of that, we will also be drawing from the character design channel in the Discord. So yeah, but without any further ado, let's do some comic. Let's do some comicking. Hello. It me again. I've felt really energized to do the comic, and I think I've talked about this in a few places, but it's because I fixed the wobble, the wacom wobble on my computer, which is really good. It's a huge pain in the ass beforehand. Just annoyed me. And now it does not fully exist, I don't think. So I can finally have peace. Oh, shoot. Goodbye forever, Wobble. Well, don't say that. You're gonna jinx me. But hopefully. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it's gone forever. That'd be really good. To protect you all from spoilers as well, we are moving on to these new pages. As the spoiler pages, we are done with them for now. We will see them again at the turn of the tide. But we will not see them again today. Don't worry, that was a threat. Good. Good. Scare it away. Scare away the wobble. I should probably turn down the opacity on this as well. Yeah, because, oh man, it was maybe the most annoying thing I've had to deal with Clip Studio. It was so frustrating. To the wobble, yeah. I get you, I get you. Don't you worry. Hey, Crikey, how you doing? Now, just looking at my reference. Space. How do I explain space? That's gonna be interesting. Alright, give me a moment. Don't mind this. It's a Hades art that I'm working on. Doing alright work with shit today. Ow, that's a shame. I'm sorry to hear that. Alright, so space. It's a pretty large place. If you go out there without a helmet, you can have some problems. Not me though. I'm built different. Let's start out here. Space, the empty area between my ears. Yes. Space is basically every occupied area with nothing in it. Or maybe it's got something in it. We don't know for certain. Looks at the keyboard, tries to find the cry key. Nice. Very good. Very, very good. We got an ad starting in about 1 minute, 40 seconds, but don't worry. So, with space, what we know of it, or at least what most people know of it in the immediate area, is our own solar system. Surrounded by a sun, we've got, now let's see if I can remember this correctly, Mercury. That's it. Earth. Mercury. And its moons. We got Mars. We got Earth, known as the third rock from the sun. Also, the title of a really good comedy. Why there's no ads to will be shown again. Oh, you've banned all ads? Good. Good for you, Orpa. Good for you. Okay, and this is Earth. This is our home. Earth. From here, it gets a bit foggy. My knowledge of the solar system begins to fall apart from this point on. Haven't seen the third rock from the sun in like forever. Well, yeah, it's a very old TV show. Oh, I'm gonna need a reference. What's after Earth? Can anyone tell me what's after Earth? In the solar system. Mercury, then Mars? I don't know. I don't know, space. I was a cowboy kid. After Earth is the fourth rock. Thank you for that, Orpa. I'm not sci-fi people. No, neither am I, Rafe. It's my greatest issue. Mercury, Venus. No, not Mars is the one after us. Oh, I'm a fool. Thank you so much, presently. Mars is after Earth. Thank you so much, presently. You are 100% correct. Next is Venus. Is this? Am I trusting this? Yes. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Then we got Jupiter, ladies and gentlemen, which is the big one with the forever running storm on it. It's close enough. Yeah, there's no points for right answers here because the teacher will not be getting this right. Venus is after us. No, it's not. Venus is before us. Wait, no, it is after us. What the fuck? No, it's not. It's the second. Mars is the second planet. Stop trying to trick me, crikey. Literally got it open here. Okay, Saturn is next. Saturn with its rings. I'm looking at Wikipedia. I've not given myself enough space, guys. I just helped a kid with a diorama a month ago. I trust Presently. Presently, you are my expert. We've just done Jupiter. Saturn is fucking huge, sorry. Saturn with its rings. I don't know, space. Where is Uranus, crikey? It's that one has had its name changed. Have you not watched Futurama? It's Eurectum now. This is Uranus. Uranus is next. There we go. And then Neptune. And because I like to be a hopeful being, there's Pluto. Which is a dwarf planet. And somehow not technically a planet. Which is rude. Because just because we're small doesn't mean that we're not important. All I know is Mercury is in the Gatorade. Oh yeah, thank you, Rafe. That is true. Be careful, guys. Mercury is in the Gatorade. Mercury is in retrograde. It's Jupiter, Saturn. I'm being for real. What? Jupiter, then Saturn. Then Saturn. Yes, it is Jupiter, then Saturn. Oh, Silent, hello. Welcome. Just talking about space. Draw my anus on the stream. No, Orpa, I can't do that. And if you want to include Pluto, I did. I'm very happy to include Pluto, because Pluto is a good little bean. Pluto did nothing wrong. Welcome, Silent. What were you doing? You want to give yourself a shout out? No, I'll give you a shout out. And Silent. What were you doing? What were you doing? I would include Pluto. Presently we are in the same boat. I like Pluto. Pluto is good. Oh, but I drew it already? Well, then I guess I've already done it. You owe me money. Orpa anus erasure. No one saw it coming. No. And as you can see by these lines, I'm creating a gravitational pull. Every one of these planets, their moons, and their oceans are all squiffy. Hit us with ads right when we raid it. Oh, that's rough. Hey, Glenn! How you doing? Hello, Glenn. I can't... I would just hold up a... I would just look up all the answers that I'm seeking, but I'm not going to do that, because I don't know anything about planets. But I know that this is now currently the solar system. I know Jupiter and Saturn have many, many moons. And I'm fairly certain Jupiter has multiple moons that are named after the Roman god's wives, I think. It's one of the planets. I can't remember. Can I report Gray on drawing anus on stream? Is it TOS legal? Did we finally get him? Why are you saying, did we finally get him? You lot choose to be here. You dislike me? Be gone! Time's getting mooned by planets. I mean, I am too. We have one moon around Earth, and it's called the Moon, because our planet is called Moon. Correct, crikey, you're a little behind. We have done that. Here to gather evidence. No. Your mouse mass is so great that it's affecting the entire solar system. That is true, because as you can see, big and planets like Jupiter, small. And you can know this for certain because if you look out into the stars at night, you look up to the sky, you see them. Small. They are tiny to our peripheries, our little peepers. We can see and discern that planets are actually small. I'm not here to provide actual facts because I know nothing about planets. I'm only here to provide humor and memes and stupidness. As I said, I showed Mars being the second planet. That's very incorrect. Grey still smells raid. We're out of ads now. Hello, Silent. Yes, I do still stink. I am still stinky. I stink from the reek of space. Because space, no one can hear you shower. So I'm stinky. Grey's ass is a black hole that's sucking up the solar system. I don't know about that. Well, because black holes have no mass. And I, as you can see, have big mass. So sadly, I do not think that is true. I do not think that is accurate. Also, as you can see, the sun, very small. No mass ass. Got a new insult. That's pretty good. Has no room for solar system, or has the poop in it. I mean, you're not wrong. This got off topic very quickly. Or maybe it is still on topic, but it is poop. And very weird. And you scolded me for talking about poop Orpa. You scolded me. How dare you? You know, space actually does have a smell, despite being a vacuum. Many astronauts have reported that. I've heard that too. Now that you've said that, it does remind me, yeah, that they've reported a smell. What was it? You probably know far better than me, because I'm only just remembering it. But yeah, what did they say it smelled like? Black holes have a mass of at least 3 of our suns. Like I said, do not know space. And I will never know space. Yeah. Just looked it up. They do. Smells like cheese. That doesn't surprise me. Black holes do have mass. However, they said it smelled like burnt metal. That's really grim. Not gonna lie, that's a really grim kind of thing to, like, you're like, oh yeah, space smells like burnt metal. Yeah, that sounds really grim. Or spent gunpowder. Yeah, that's dark. Mass ass, black hole, back. Oh, Jesus, author. Horrible. Horrible. Oh, that's good coffee. Well, it's fine coffee. Stellar mass black holes have masses ranging from about 3 times the mass of our sun to about 50 times the mass of our sun. What? Oh, to about 50 times the mass of our sun. In contrast, supermassive black holes have a mass greater than about 50,000 times the mass of our sun and are typically millions to billions times the mass of our sun. That's fascinating, actually. And it's really hard to comprehend because you get this mental perception that because everything in space, without gravity, everything in space floats to a certain degree. So comprehending that kind of mass is just beyond physical comprehension or mental comprehension. Mathematically comprehensible, but still. One said it smelled like burnt cake, and they are the outlier. Interesting. That person's probably quite strange. Well, it's your horrible language, Grey. I didn't make it like this. Yes, you did. You keep bringing it up. I haven't talked about poop in many a day. Mathematical comprehension. I hope you've all learned a bit about space. I certainly didn't. I mean, I did, but I didn't. Because let's be honest, I'm not going to remember a gosh golly goddamn thing. You're very welcome. Now let's get back to this comic. I chose not to learn. Hey, good for you. Good for you, but that's not what Let Me Graceplain is about. You have to learn. Gonna have to forcefully inject the knowledge into your brain. Yeah, only gonna remember what you knew before. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like indoctrination. A little bit, yeah. But hey. What can you do? Resist. Resist. And in any other context, I would wholeheartedly encourage that. However, because I'm being a silly goose, I don't encourage it. Just, which is pretty cultish. I'm sold. Hey, nice. I just being a silly little guy. Not making a cult. Actually, not. Actually, trying to avoid cult depiction. I'll be real. Because cults are weird, normally. cult? No. There's another cult. It's called Arnie's Pengu Planet. That's the true cult. Goes get the torches. Your weird cults are cool. Historically, no. You want to know something that sounds very sci-fi, but is 100% theorized to be happening? Sure. I don't think cults exist. Why haven't I ever been invited? It's because you're too cool. Too cool for cults. But not too cool for school. Yeah. Cults are primarily considered due to, well, cults are defined by like number of people, isn't it? It's like once you're past a certain number of people, you're no longer a cult and you're just a religion. I think. I don't want to. I mean, I'm sure I could look it up, but I'm just not going to because I don't care. Because I'm not bothered. Because I can't be bothered. I'm drawing. Or maybe I'm too powerful. Maybe. Could be that. They fear you. Maybe one day you'll walk into a cult hall and there'll be a big picture of you. Is a pyramid scheme considered a cult? I don't know, maybe. Once you did enough crusades, you're a religion. Ah, that makes sense, Glenn. That makes sense. Now, what does this nose look like side on? I know I've drawn it a bunch of times, but I'm just going to look at it, my own reference, for a moment. There we go. If it is, I've been invited to a few cults. Interesting. Lucky? Not lucky. You don't want to be a part of a cult. Cults are weird. Yeah, dislike the facial structure of that. It's a bit weird. Also, the chin's just all wrong. There we go. Slightly better. Workable. Next time, get him to Grace-Blaine cults. I can try. I used to be very like curious about. Not sorry. I should start that a little differently. I used to be very curious about the history of cults. I wasn't interested in cults as like someone who wanted to join a cult. I know that as I'm saying it, I'm losing credibility, but I mean in more a sense that I was curious about how cults get started. Making beef nachos at the moment. Oh, nice. That sounds delicious. Now that makes sense. I don't know. I'm always kind of curious about that. Ever since I think prior to Far Cry 5, I always found them quite curious. And then Far Cry 5 came out and I was like, yeah, this is like kind of what I mentally imagined cults to be. And you got stuff like actually like historically cults started like the Manson family, things like that, which are quite like cults that are quite sinister, and most depictions of cults are incredibly sinister because they're quite sinister things. It's interesting researching stuff like that. Yeah, and also like I'm a writer. I write a lot of stuff for various different things. Prior to starting Ratchet and the Beanstalk Brigade, I was working on a comic called Canada Man, and then also a comic called Westbrook with my brother, which was a series about demons, which heavily involved cults. And so, as a kind of additional insight or learnings into stuff that eventually went on to influence some of the more religious imagery in this comic, I worked on a comic series that was about Catholic, like, religious imagery and cults. And it's one thing that I did find interesting, but it is also like you start to just see a pattern with a lot of stuff like that, where a lot of cults follow similar patterns. Um, were you interested to join or start one? Neither. I was interested to depict one, I think, presently. And join one. And start one. No, I was very interested to start one. I'm joking. It's the dark flow theory. Basically, a lot of galaxy clusters are being pulled very quickly by a homogeneous gravitational mass deep out there in the universe. And the scary thing is, we have no idea what it is because the thing exists outside our observable universe. That is freaky, but also very interesting. Judaism and Christianity, before it spread through the Roman Empire, was considered a cult. Yeah, and it was illegal to be part of. Yeah, in Roman history, it was punishable by death to be Catholic, or you were banished. You were banished from Roman civilization if you were Catholic. And then there was a period of time when the I think it was the Goths. After the Goths sacked Rome, they were allowed in the city. However, they were heavily ostracized and things like that. Historically speaking, that would have been my third guess. Reference material is why I did a dive into learning about them. Yeah, it's like when you do reference like reading and stuff like that. Of course, you're going to research stuff that is kind of would be a concerning thing to have on your like search history, like starting a cult, poisons, things like that. All things that perfectly innocent when you say, "Oh, I'm a writer," but yeah, still grim. Hey, Stranded, hello. It's theorized to be another universe. That makes sense. Catholic wasn't a thing until papacy. Yeah, sorry, Christian religion. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Unrelated, we got a new chicken, and she was around. She was around a rooster, and so I got a eggo incubating. Oh, congrats! That's lovely. Oh, I picked a nice time to come in. Stranded, what do you know about cults? Kermit can become the IRL Pope. That's cool. Be lurking around along with you here. Oh, all good, all good. Have a good lurk. What do you know about cults? I was getting a lot of videos in my feed with all the video essayists talking about the various cults. Yeah, that's super cool. I mean, not cool, but like that is typical. I've been doing a bit of a, not to spoil anything, but I've been doing a bit of a deep dive into serial killers. For a particular, actually, may as well spoil it, but for a particular character in the series, and now I get a lot of recommendations for like serial killer podcasts. It's just just the For You page kind of thing. It's the algorithm. So I'm gonna take a quick moment to just focus a lot, hyper focus for a moment. Apologies, gang. I will be back with you in just a moment. You're just gonna okay, I'm back. Grey is the Zodiac Killer. I'm a little bit too young to be the Zodiac Killer, I think. On Prawn, I got hooked into watching a bunch of escaping a specific religion videos. That's cool. That's cool. Just watched a doc on Netflix about the twin flames. Watching the Osho one a while ago too. Scary shit. Oh yeah, it's terrifying. It's terrifying how stuff like that forms. That was really interesting. I bet. We all know that Ted Cruz is the. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that theory. I don't know if he's intelligent enough for that. I think it's more likely that he's that guy from The Office than he is the Zodiac Killer. Apologies, but yeah, that's a weird looking eyebrow. slightly off. Should kind of wrap to the face. Oh, Stranded, I also fixed the wiggle on my Wacom. Do you want me to clear your name or not? I'm not. I have an alibi. I wasn't born. I have a solid alibi. You don't need to protect me. I appreciate it though, Rafe. I do appreciate it. It's still disappointed you and you, Grace, needed that Sunday stream. Well, it's still up in the air, but it's currently quite unnecessary. So I'm not gonna burn myself out for an extra stream when we don't need it. You know. A likely story. I hadn't popped out the yet. Oh, so your Wacom no longer wiggles. My Wacom no longer wiggles. Stranded. Are you happy for me? Are you proud of me? I don't really remember what you're referring to. Oh, I used to get a wiggle on my Wacom. You know, on the lines. My lines used to have like a slight wiggle to them, and now they don't. As you can see, like when I would draw just a straight line, and it's why I never did hatching, because hatching would just look awful. But like now I can draw straight and straight-ish lines without wiggles in them. Don't make Gray waste his money. He paid handsomely for the alibi. I wasn't born! Joke's on y'all, it's Sunday for me. Hey, that's true. Rafe gets a Sunday stream. I like it's a censor button. It's not the button. It's also for other swear words, like you don't get a choice. What? Proud of you, yes. Those lines are looking nice and straight. Thank you. It's so funny how the censor button just is just such good value. It was a secondary thing about getting the Go XLR, but it became very quickly became my favorite thing. What are some of the other words it's used for? Can you say my favorite swear? Don't say it. I'm gonna guess your favorite swear. Is your favorite swear? Or is it? Could it perchance be? You can use the censor button for any word, really, for a laugh. Yeah, exactly. Love it. Oh my god, you got it first time. Hey! Thank goodness, because I was about to suggest which, whew, I don't say lightly. I'm going to be thinking about that for weeks. I don't say that with a clear conscience. I've kicked myself out of heaven for that. Just to say that word. Terrible. Oh, the C word? Yeah, I get that. C word is so synonymous with the Australian accent and vernacular. In it. I think it would be funny to also have it on a timer so that you randomly goes off in the middle of you talking, even if there's a lull in conversation. Presently, that is a fantastic suggestion. I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can program that. Would it be better if I could program it in a way that basically someone could redeem it and then it would start the timer? Oh. Hello, Loki. 25 months. Holy. A chapter a year. At this rate, you should be finished before I'm old enough to retire. Damn. Yeah, well, you know, this one was considerably longer. It's so lovely to... I almost censored because I was going to hit Control Z. It's so lovely to have you with me for so long. Loki's my day one, essentially. It's been a good run. And maybe I'll get faster at doing comics. This chapter was considerably longer, to be fair to me. That would be brilliant. Didn't even think of it being a redeem. Yeah, I just set it as a redeem, and then it's just like tick, 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 and then just censors me whenever. That would be insane. Thank you for the lurk, Orpa. Make sure I catch up to chat. If the question of the night is mouse or soup. We ain't answering those questions anymore. You guys know the base of that. You know, you have the template. You can answer those questions yourself. You don't need me anymore. Which is the perfect growth for you all. You don't need me to answer the soup questions. Nothing really inspires me to do fan art, but we've crossed a threshold. Yay! A Baldur's Gate fan art? I'd love to see that. There you go. It's just that weirdly complicated bit. Nothing really inspires me to do, but we're edible and mostly water. I'd say mouse is a soup in a bread bowl. I like it. Good point. Well presented. I like it. See, you've learned. You know. It's unfair. I told you I was tired of growing as a person. You don't get a choice. You don't get a choice here. You grow as a person. Or else. If you're hanging out here, guess what? You're gonna be a better person. It's like Ted Lasso. You don't get a freaking choice. I've only watched 3 episodes of Ted Lasso. Nobody spoil it. I don't grow. I simply drag others to my level. That's also fine. You're inspired to do your own versions of the companion portraits. Ooh, that'd be lovely. Well, I cannot wait to see them when you've done them. I wanted to become worse. Well, that can be your 2025 resolution, but it ain't happening here in the Grummy stream. New me, better me. Except for me, I'm built different, so I'm gonna be worse. I'm gonna be worse. I'm living your dream, Rafe. Got a problem with that? Tough. Tough. Growing is either the most morbid thing or the best thing ever. No in between. It can be just a passive, steady growth. You know? But I do agree with you there, Crikey. Alcohol will help. No! Don't encourage that. I want not only to improve my technique, but I want to bring out the layers of their personalities as best as I can. I bet you will. I bet you're gonna smash it. And I, for one, love anything Baldur's Gate related. So, I'm going to be watching with bated breath. Are you gonna be streaming that after your Alan Wake streams, of course? Stranded. That's theft. We got it, Warper. What? Oh, stealing your thing. No, it's not, Crikey. Don't say that. Alcoholism's bad. It's bad for you. Don't become a professional alcoholic. It's a path to riches and terrible things, but not riches as in terrible things. Punga breakdancing. Oh, shoot. Alright, Loki, for you. Alright, worries. I'm not inclined to ingest too much alcohols. Good on you, Rafe. Do not succumb to peer pressure. As a result, you have become a better person. Because you are immune to peer pressure. Like to stream them starting in January. Ooh! I'll be there. Let me take down this solar system picture. I gotta draw a punga. Gotta draw a pung. Gotta finish my other projects first. That is fair enough. Stop trying to make a case against me. It's weird. You people like me. Most of you... Most of you people like me. Stop trying to make a case against me. It's weird. Speaking of projects, work time. Good luck with your project. Good luck with your work. Hold on, let's get this shape right. Oh no, he's breakdancing like Ray Gun. He's probably... Pung is probably breakdancing way better than Ray Gun, let's be honest. You're actually doing a pretty good job. Let's be real. Gotta lurk for a bit. So if you could all stop being so interesting for a tick, that'd be great. You heard him. Somne, hello! Oh shoot, I can't promise anything now, Stranded. I'm sorry. Somne's in the house. I need a flip table emote. I'm working on new emotes, guys. So over the Christmas break, I'll be working on emotes and stuff. So flip table, I could do that. His eyes need to be quite far apart. How you doing, Somne? It's been a while. It's so lovely to see you. Punga's got pretty big eyes, like Bush Baby. You don't really know what Punga is. His job application said that he was a orangutan, but he's a little too small to be an orangutan, so I'm very confused. I like how it devolved from "you like me" to "some of you like me," and the next part will be, "Well, I hope at least one of you likes me." I know for certain that at least one person in my chat likes me, and that's enough. That's enough for me. You know, over a quarter, if the way of the way to the grey mouse. Daki Makura. Oh no, not another one. Listen, my friends and I can build a case against each other daily. Oh, my friends and I can build cases against each other daily. Oh my goodness, you're friends. Oh, thank you, Somne. I appreciate that. See, I know at least one person cares about me. That's all that matters. If I've got one fan in a crowd of haters, then I only see the one. It's us thing. I like you, but I want to watch the world burn. I mean, fair enough. You do whatever you want. In that context. There you go, there's Punk. Take that hat off, actually, Punk. It's not gonna sit proper. Do a few little... There you go. Hey, Creebus. Me and Gray drinking creatine. It's an us thing. Yeah. One fan in a fart factory. What? One fan in a fart factory. I said fart. I didn't say the other thing. What's that Lady Gaga quote she quoted like a million times? Romama. His only fan if you want. No, Cryo. You can't just put the chill guy emote up every time you say something mad. How you doing? How you doing, Cryo? There can be 100 people in a room, of which 99 do not believe in you. But all it takes is one person to believe in you. Lady Gaga, every time she got interviewed during the first movie thingy. Ah, that makes sense. I don't know. I don't know, it seems kind of chill. It's very chill. However, it blinds us from the fact that he just said something messed up. We're too busy thinking that he's a chill dude, and we forget that he's actually not a chill dude. Forget too quickly. Click. Gonna skin Grey Mouse alive and wear him his fur as a fur coat and steal his identity. Jesus Christ. And then there's the chill guy. Don't forget what he's just said. Gonna pop the gritty on the flames. I mean, that's one thing that you could do. It's gonna pass the time, right? Seems pretty chill to me. Damn it, Rafe. It's okay, chill guy. Yeah, it can't be bad. Chill. There was the chill guy and that chill guy is so chill. He kind of seems like he could get away with anything. I love the meme, but I'm also terrified. Can I have soup bits? Oh, have the soup bits. Jeez. Well, now I'm afraid to go to PAX next year. Because I'm afraid Cryo will skin me. I'm too small to make a fur coat from. I'm literally tiny. I'm a mouse. I couldn't even make it. Oh, I don't even want to suggest it. Never mind. Too small. Could steal my identity and I'd still call them puppy. What? Oh, Crow could. Oh, right, yeah. Speaking of, he is hot, so that makes sense. Speaking of alcohol, I drank all my tequila. Rafe, you're supposed to not be an alcoholic. You madman. But good for you. Was it good tequila? I'd even thank him for it. You know what? Fair enough. Cryo does have daddy energy. I'd make a good coin pouch. Jesus, guys. Gonna take Greymouse to the gym. Greymouse hide would make for a great budgie smuggler. That's horrifying, Cryo. That's actually so fucked up. That's maybe the worst thing you've ever said to me. You said some pretty fucked up things to me. Over the span of a couple of days, I also want to go to the gym with. No, Somno, you don't want that. He'll beat you up. Gym is code for beating you up and skinning you. It's not a sexy thing, especially not when I did it. Especially not when I did it with him. Rafe isn't being an alcoholic. There's now no alcohol left. Oh, good point. You're right. Am I streaming tomorrow? Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. Exactly. And oh, you're chill guy, yeah. No, someday. You don't want that. You don't want that. It's bad. It's not good. Not a good thing. Demonstrably bad. Oh my god. I did force Sal to PB on bench press today. That makes sense. Well, she deserves it after what she did to Lumen. No, I'm joking. Oh god, Somne. I'll skin you if you want, Grey. I'll even put the skin back. What the hell? No. I don't want to be skinned. Sounds not fun. Take everyone to the gym. Crow would do that. Cheeky booger. Hey, then I knew what a budgie smuggler was, even though I had never heard it before. Yeah, you can kind of guess from context clues. Lady Val, hello. So lovely to see you. How you doing? Currently in a horrifying conversation about skinning me, so I hope you are having a good day. Hope you're having a better day than me. seems. I'm about to get skinned, which is not fun. I haven't seen Ratchet's lovely little ears in a while. Oh, fuck, cry. That's horrifying. Even the chill guy couldn't stop me from having just a visceral reaction to that. I was making that orange juice, lemon juice, grenadine blue, curacao tequila drink, remember? Oh yeah, that makes sense. By Pull the Skin Back, I think you understand. This is all jokes of course. I think I do think I understand, and it is still horrifying. It's made a terrible mental image, even though it's not supposed to. And I think that's just my imagination. Help, guys. What? Hang on, you're gonna do what to my budgies? Smuggle them. It's reached the point in Denmark where it's 9 a.m. and is still kinda dark. Oh no, that's not good. Maybe the sun will never come up. What if, Somne, what if the sun doesn't come up? What do you do? My work started a few minutes ago, so no, not really good. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you have a chance to kind of sneak away and have a chill day, or have a little chill addition to your day. Scoop up little moments of goodness in a day that's maybe not quite as perfect. Deglove is so much worse than skinning. Oh yeah, it's horrible. It's so horrible. 2 more days till one of my budgie eggs hatches. Ooh, that's awesome. Even implying I have erectile dysfunction mouse. No, there's no. Oh shoot. Sorry, I realized. No, I meant like a terrible mental image that like the sun, not Somne, the sun does not rise in the morning. There is no sunrise. And I don't mean peanuts. I mean that big ball of fire out in space that we just learned a little bit about. Put something else in yours. I just really like orange stuff. Orange is good. Orange is good. Orange is one of my favorite colors. Somne's name is in orange, you know. Oranges are orange. All good things. The sun doesn't rise, then Annie's song "The Sun Will Come Up Tomorrow" is a lie from the musical Annie. Yes, you didn't need. I mean, I was like, you didn't need to clarify. You kind of did. Let's be real. There is just a little off. Let me hyperfocus for a moment. Weaponized hyperfocus. Hyperfocus weaponized. Beep. Okay, sorry, I just need to make sure that this looks right, you know? Okay, back to you. Isn't Lumen an orange? Is Lumen an orange? Man Mouse is bullying chat and he wonders why none of like him. You make it easy though. You know Annie from Annie? I've heard of her. I've heard of her, yeah. Known pathological liar about solar events. Something about that just so funny. Just Annie, pathological liar. Do I permission to get litty while watching the stream tomorrow? It's my drinking day. That depends. You're allowed to drink. However, your actions are your own. If they have consequences, they are yours. If you cannot agree to these terms, then no. What are actions? Then no. I'm not allowed to weaponize my hyperfocus anymore. Yes, you can. I give you permission. If that means that things have to explode, so be it. Hyperfocus if you must. Your actions are your own. Let me just duck that down. There we go. Yippee! What? That reminds me, the other day someone asked which was named first, the food or the color. That's a good question. Sorry, I actually knew the answer to that as well. I think. Hold on, sorry. We cannot confirm whether Lumen is an orange or not. We can't confirm that. Last time I saw him, he was not an orange, but he may have been. He may have changed since then. That's true. What are actions? I choose to blame Gray for my actions. You can't do that because it doesn't also matter because you are still responsible for your actions. If you do stuff wrong, you're responsible. You gotta take responsibility. Nothing worse than someone not taking responsibility for their actions. I mean, there are a few things worse, but you get me. Oh, shoot, hold on. Don't call me rat. It's a lot going on. Give me a second. The Hermit, unsurprising for silent. The Lovers, surprising for silent. And Judgment, unsurprising for silent. Now before I do that, before I read this out, because you called me rat, I'm gonna hold until you apologize. Silent. I'm not gonna read your fortune until you apologize. Now let me go back and read chat. Denmark didn't have a word for orange until oranges were introduced into Denmark, which is why carrots are called yellow roots, directly translated. That's cool. Especially after getting permission. No. I am not responsible for your actions, Rafe. Only you are. Nope, Drunky is responsible for Drunky. Not me. That, you know what, fair enough. I wish I could hyper-focus on the important things. Lol. Grubbo just left. Well, if I drink, I can't consent to those rules. But you are not drinking now, so we have not come to a crossroads. You got to agree. You're responsible for your own actions. I'm not allowed to focus on my hyper weapons. That's fair. I give you permission, Crow. Give me a reading, rat. Oh, don't call me rat. Apologize. You can drink, but only if I can drink with you. That's also good. Be responsible. Drink together. I think the color because I bet oranges are modified into oranges from other fruits more recently. That would make sense, right? Wee woo. Sorry. Grubbo doesn't say wee woo, it seems. Apologize for calling you a Dark Souls rat. I'll take that. Okay, now let me just catch up. Everybody chill out for a moment. It's my work Christmas party this Saturday. I'm gonna get fucked up. Fair enough. Good on you, Cryo. You want your points back? I'll refund them. Don't you worry. Bad news. Now Mouse is scamming chat for shame. No. Quick. No. Say random things for Mouse to read. No. Pee-poo. I'm reading it now. I beat you to it, Mouse. What? Thank you. Thank you for beating me to it. Bestest Dark Souls rat. I'll take that. That sounds like a compliment. I'm gonna read it now. If I miss chat, then I miss chat. Okay, Silent. We're gonna start with your past. The Hermit. The Hermit is representative of a call to a dark journey. Not dark journey, sorry, a journey of self-discovery. So clearly, your past was your journey of self-discovery. A chance for you to seek inner wisdom and greater knowledge beyond yourself. Your present, the Lovers. Which represents relationships and choices. This gives some indication about current relationships within your life. Maybe not romantic, but also maybe romantic. That may undergo a series of maybe not great change, but situational great choices. So you may undergo great choices in regards to your relationship or your relationships within your life. It'll likely be someone special and important to you, but that could also be someone of platonic meaning, or maybe more. We cannot know. And your future judgment. A pivotal moment is coming. Silent. Something very important. It's a time of awakening. It's a time of transformation and for absolution. Got it, marrying Loki. Maybe. It could be that, brought together through moddom. And it is a turning point. You are going to change in a very significant way, Silent. It's going to be big. It's going to be real big. You're going to have to seek absolution, maybe. Maybe a little bit. Knowing you, that makes sense. But it's coming. The change is coming. You better be ready for it. Can I be a groomsman? That's up to them. Silent's pee-pee gonna grow? We don't know that for certain. The tarot is never that specific. I'm gonna read Somne's chat, but I'm gonna skip everybody else because they intentionally tried to just fill stuff because I like to respond to you. School in Shakespeare's day and age was vastly different to our own. In fact, it was far easier because he didn't have to study Shakespeare. That makes sense. I'll read yours, Rafe. I gotta remember that when I get a cold. I ate chicken nuggets and drank Crown Royal Blackberry. Now my mouth is extra spice pain. There you go. I'm the Archbishop of the Church of Mouse, and I guess. Oh, do I have authorities to proclaim you king? Oh, crikey. Crikey, king? We have no king. Oh wait, we do have a king in Australia, never mind. Gotta take it. I'm not saying anything. I just love the sentence, silence pee-pee gonna grow? Question mark? As if it's a point of contention, somehow. Gonna just do one of these. I mean, I didn't say anything important. It's important to me. You just like the attention. Well, you're honest about it. Philomena Kunk dropping wisdom. Yeah. Bow before your king. No. Well, yesterday I did decide I want to make a song that tells a story, so I need to learn about music now. Maybe that played a part in the fortune. Maybe. I can't bow. Medical condition. I think the only way to truly lay your claim to the throne is to jelly wrestling me. I love that you added the chill guy. Seems so needless in this situation. But good. Good on ya. Jesus Christ. On my way to jelly wrestle Cryo is a goof who wants to be king. Couldn't if you tried. I think the only way to lay your eggs on a throne is to push really hard. Damn, Jesus. Guess so. Got a point there. Is chat always this feral? No. Sometimes they're worse. Pouring 3 shots to figure out why this stuff tastes familiar. Didn't work. Well, then you're probably gonna need more. That didn't give you answers. But I'm a little dizzy now, which makes me sleeping easier. I guess that's a good point. And you do have bed. You do gotta go to bed soon, right? It's hardly even my fault this time. It is partially your fault though. You are to blame. And sometimes we're very cozy. Sometimes, Lady Val. Sometimes. You aren't completely blameless, Cryo. Pretending to be robs you of your effort. Don't listen to Brown. Brown. Pour 2 more. Technically, I don't have to wake up till 9 a.m. Yeah, that's true. So then you're fine. You're fine. And one for me. Weakness disgusts me. Jeez. It's more that I don't want to ruin it for everyone else. This is a share out. Oh, well then, yeah, you gotta be courteous. Gotta be courteous to the others. If it's a share, then you don't want to take too much. I think that's reasonable. Um, how's it my fault? All I did was promise to skin you alive and commit identity theft. Yeah, you know what you did. No, it was the other stuff. The other stuff about. Oh wait, no, because I can't even do that. I can't even be like, oh, it's the other stuff where you said something wholesome, because you haven't said anything wholesome. You've been feral this entire time. You've been a little grubby. You've been a little grubby grub this entire time. He doesn't have 3 fingers. He has more. I mean, you're not completely blameless either, crikey. So it's admirable that you take some of the blame, but it's because you also deserve it. You yourself said identity theft was cool. I wasn't taking umbrage with the identity theft because, as you have claimed and said, I've said that it's cool, and it is. It's pretty wicked. The little dog face. Yes, I have said that. I was not caught saying it. I just said it. Said it during a Road 96 playthrough. And people staunchly let me forget it, especially around here. Uh, Crikey, I'm not. Crikey, I'm not saying that you're not innocent or that you're not to blame. You're also to blame. You're all gonna get the consequences of your actions. Don't worry. Don't need to protect. You don't need to protect Cryo. Cryo knows what he's done. This isn't a whoever comes forward saves everybody else the punishment. It's not one of those. You're all to blame. Most of you are to blame. Uh, I'm not feral. I'm that other thing. Horny. Nah, ace fuck. Horny jail. Yeah, sorry, Rafe. You're gonna have to go to horny jail, which is also known as ad jail. Unless you don't. Tell me if you haven't gone to Agile. I'll send you there myself. Cryo is not innocent. You don't need to protect that man. We love Cryo, but you don't need to protect him. He's fine. My body does, but I'm not horny. My body does not understand that. It does not compute. Fair enough. Proof he was framed. No, no! Leave him alone! He's innocent. I'll take the blame. It's like, it's fine. It's fine. Like, you're all going to prison. I mean, you could take the blame for it. Sure, he's still going to prison too. He's still going away. I'm yet again getting an ad to become a cop in Perth. Yeah, maybe you should. Winged Fox is very confused. I'm not sure what I've done, but I'm sorry anyway. Could someone kindly please tell me what it was though, so I do not do it in future? Lady Val, you are absolutely fine. You are not in any trouble. You are exempt from this. As is Stranded. And Somne. Petulant, that's what I am. I guess Rafe is kind of okay too. Hang on, I got an ad for a shave that will help me edge. I'm ordering 32. Alright. Cry, you're back. You're okay then. Gonna eat a spoon of peanut butter. You're exempt from punishment. Guilty by association. No, Lady Val's fine. I've given her a pardon. Given them a pardon. Because they have done nothing wrong. And I can prove it with empirical evidence, because I said so. Well, oh, that's good then. Yeah, you're fine. You're alright. One day, any day one is exempt from punishment is a good day. Oh, any day one is exempt from punishment is a good day. Yeah, you're all good. If Cryo is not innocent, then you are guilty by association, Grey? Yeah, of course. Cryo has done some terrible things. And I've been there. I didn't stop him. I didn't stop him from running over that homeless man. So I am guilty. Yeah. Chug a yaki, get my Yakult on. Will this peanut butter get rid of my dizzy? I may have messed up. Maybe. I'll be right back, guys. Gotta go grab a yaki. Ow. Just pulled some hairs out. Ow. Okay, good thing I got plenty of rat hairs. Oh wait, mouse hairs. I'm back. You've done some terrible things too. You wanted to join a cult. No evidence of that. Yaki. Hear that? Yak. Yak cult. Yum yum. Yeah. Yaki. Ugh. That one may have been off. If I am sick, if I'm too sick to stream tomorrow, I blame Stranded. I'm dying. Oh no, I've had a terrible Yakult reaction. A reaction, if you will. Yeah, cult. Yeah, presently, yeah. No. Just a yeah cult. I guess I'll get punished after all. Me too, because I drank it. Calling the police on that pun? Do it. What are they gonna do? Arrest me for being a chill dude? Nah. They wouldn't dare. They might, actually, let's be real. Like a cool guy, crimes. Tax evasion. I don't care for any of that. Just gonna leave it as is. Because I don't need to draw much on the ground. Oh, a yak cult. Tax evasion. Yeah. Yeah, just cheeky bit of tax evasion. You know, nothing wrong with that. I'm almost tempted to just copy this across and just move Ratchet. Okay, I love you all, but I'm going to bed. Be good while I'm gone. Sleep well, Rafe. Take care of yourself. Or don't, I'm not your dad. Also fair. I'm gonna copy it across. Because I don't actually want Armella moving much in this, like, frame. I kind of want her to be sort of frozen, almost. Like Elsa frozen? No, like in fear. A little bit. Alright, and then we move Ratchet as he grows closer to the frame. Sorry, bud. He's no longer the protagonist. I've erased him from the story. Goodbye. Oh man, that's gonna make chapter 3 more complicated. Free will in it. Do that. And then I'm actually going to have Ratchet taking his hood off. I know it's not really in this part. Like, I haven't drawn him taking his hood off, but I just want him to have the hood off now. Because why not? Just want to draw him without his hood. Just think it'd be nice. Yeah, thumb up. Thumb up. Thumbs up. Heads down. Seven up. Seven up. Heads up. Thumbs down. No. Seven up. Seven up's the soft drink, isn't it? That too. Oh, then I don't know what Seven Up is. At least my brain currently does not know what it is. In school, they called the game Seven Up. I don't know why. Oh, okay, that is weird. Yeah, because I only knew of heads down, thumbs up. School was weird, man. School was weird. Changing the name of games. Just needs one game. What name? Not game. Just needs one name. Kids need just one game. That's it. Nothing more. It was just slightly too low. It's a very precise game. Those may also be just a little bit too far away, too far apart. I think it's because they eliminated the middle part of heads down, thumbs up, and called it seven up. It's too long, and I don't remember. Too long ago, I don't remember. That's fair enough. I get you. It's just so weird how kids games, like a kids game like that, which is pretty simple in terms of, it's not a complicated game to learn. So, seven up. I wonder what the seven means. What's the seven in this equation? My brain's trying to go through the motions. It's like, well, if two thumbs, you take away two thumbs from 10 fingers and thumbs. That's eight. So that's not the seven up. And the head's down, so that's not three. Me no understand. Me turn caveman. Cave mouse. Do you have a cave mouse design? I wish I did. Now that I've said it, I do wish I had one, but sadly no. Um, my my phone died, but I have returned. Welcome back, Cryo. I'm sorry to hear that your phone died. Did you skin it? Uh, add to the news list. Well, actually, here's the thing. I don't want to spoil anything, but I am planning. Oh, I am planning to update the models. Maybe it may not even be update 2D models. It may be. I'm now wearing my phone case as nipple tassels. Oh, good. Don't put things to waste. Yeah. It may be 3D model. Maybe. Potentially. Um, the mouse may be moving to a 3D model. Maybe. Maybe. No promises. I want to learn Blender. And with learning Blender, first thing I'm probably going to make is a model. A new model. Just so that cause so much of my stream, I find that I'm explaining what I'm doing with my, what I'm pointing at or doing. Wiki can use Blender? Now, is this going to be a kitchen appliance blender joke, or is it is Wiki actually a blender whiz? Because if so, because I know you, Cryo, you have a habit of being a bit of a cheeky scamp. Yes and yes. Hey, cool. Well, then I will be chatting with Wiki in the future. But yeah, I've always wanted to learn Blender, and I want to make a more comprehensive model. But I want a comprehensive model that actually does like hand movements and gestures and things like that. So I would be really excited to learn. That was a good catch. I can never be certain. Like, Cryo is a dear friend to me, but sometimes he does like to have a bit of a jest, if you will. She has a fair chunk of free time. I'm sure she would be glad to chat with you about it. Yippee! Yippee! I'd be fucking down. I'll chat with Wiki. I'd be keen to chat with Wiki when I get. Actually, what am I saying? When I get some free time, I have so much free time right now. She meant she mentioned wanting to do some more Blender things to make 3D models of my D&D for my D&D games. That sounds awesome. Yeah, so one of the things I really want to do, but will take a bit of learning of 3D, like 3D modeling, is I want to actually make 3D models of my characters. Because then I have lighting references, or I can 3D print them, and then I'll have lighting references. And I can basically just put like the grey mouse, not the grey mouse, jeez, yeah, he's not a character. The Ratchet model on my little stand by my workbench, and then light him in certain specific ways. So then I just have a model that I can kind of look to for lighting reference and see how light would kind of like crest off of him and where it would where highlights would spill into and things like that. Because for me, I'm a very visual learner, and I'm very good at taking on visual information. So that would be where I kind of that would be a huge help to me if I could actually just look at something physically that I've made and draw from it. So smart. Hey, thank you, presently. Because she can make the model and Lumen has the capacity to bring them to life. That's so cool. Bob Unicorn and Gorgo Joe Carpenter do 3D modeling work. They might have some good tips. Thank you so much, Stranded. Ah! This is so cool. So happy. I'm so happy about that. Because I'd love to learn. Sorry, Gorgojo Carpintero. Interesting. And I know Barb, uh, is dear friend of the Stranded channel, and I've seen their going live messages on your in your Discord, so I know when they'll be live. So I can always ask questions. I accidentally messed up. Whoopsies. I do also have something else planned, but that is a secret, sadly, and it has nothing to do with Blender, but it does have something to do with the models, the Grey Mouse models. Barb is one of your mods. That rings a bell. I've taken a lot of reference photos for the same reason, but I haven't done much work with practicing different art techniques with them. I totally get that. I take thousands of reference photos. One of the reasons why my camera is like the camera on my phone is so full right now is because I took so many reference photos from Japan, and just for like foliage and landscapes and stuff like that. But I totally get it, and this is one of the why I've kind of been spurred to maybe make 3D models, is because I have no practical application for them unless I'm using them for very specific reasons. So with a 3D model of each of the characters, I actually have more of a practical purpose for them. Gorgoho. Oh, that makes sense. Gorgoho. That makes more sense than my horrifically horrific pronunciation. Thank you so much, Stranded. Yeah. Yeah, I have so many reference photos from Japan that I will use eventually, but for very specific circumstances. Methinkies. Like when I draw the comic of my Grey Mouse time in Japan, and then I draw Stranded, intentionally avoiding me, but also being Godzilla. So I draw Stranded many a time. In this comic, no. They're Spanish. Ah, that's cool. That makes sense. Oh, that might be why my phone is running slow. I need to get them cleared off after adding them to the cloud. Yeah, you probably want to clear them up a little bit. But then you can look back on them and be like, wow! I have so many pictures, like reference photos and things like that, just for that kind of thing. Smiley, hello. How you doing, Strand? Did you approve? I'm glad. I'm glad. Um, yeah, I think we're kind of done with this space. I don't necessarily know if I want Ratchet to be smiling, because it's kind of a solemn situation that they're in. Not solemn, but a little bit serious. Ratchet's a smiley little bean, however. I think it's the teeth that actually make him look a little bit happy. So I gotta be very careful. It's the fangs. The fangs make it look like he's smiling. God, he's just such a sweet little guy. He can do no wrong. Except for those people he killed. I'm doing good, thanks. One last class of script to mark. Hey, awesome. And then you can finally relax. But how have you been? How have you been well? Maybe Ratchet deals with trauma the way I do, with a grin because my anxiety forces it. It's funny you say that. I will not elaborate. Because it'll be handled in the comic. But maybe. Thanks for saying the way I deal with tough times is funny. No, I said funny. No, don't add the chill guy because it cements it as being that I'm a dick, that I'm a jerk. No, it's like a full stop. No, it's like I'm trying to like recover, but then the chill guy shows up and is like, boom, I'm already on stream, live stream of fails. No, like funny you say that, as in not funny haha, but funny like coincidence. You know what I'm saying? You're just being a goober. You're just being a bloody goob. Because of course you are, you cheeky sod. Deal with that in a second. This, however, I'll deal with now. So some of you keen-eyed beings will notice that I've actually removed Armella's glasses in this section. It's for a very specific reason. The reason is, and I'll show you, that I've changed one of the previous panels. Because I had time. We have time. But I'll show you. Jump back to the panel. It's covered for spoilers. However, I decided that when Armella spins around to block the attack from this bandit, her glasses should come off. Because, like, any of you who do have spectacles, glasses of any kind, you do any kind of swift motion with your glasses on, they're going everywhere. So I thought it'd be more accurate if I would have guessed that they broke. That's also a really good guess, presently. Great detail. Thank you so much, Smiley. I just thought it would make more sense, is that if she's turning really quickly, these are glasses that are not made for swift movement. They're made for reading books. So that is why they have come off. I'll show you what I've been doing and I've been working on in my spare time, because I don't want to leave these pages hidden from you, because you're allowed to see these. It's the stuff with spoiler on it that I'm keeping hidden. However, yes, notice there's a little bit of gore there. Don't worry about that. But as you can see, yeah, we've actually got visual depictions of what appears to be PTSD. So we actually get to witness Armella's kind of PTSD from whatever gave her scars. And we'll see more of that throughout the comic, but it's, as a writing thing, it's important to establish that stuff early and kind of establish it fairly obviously too. So as you can see, and it'll make more sense when the comic is finally given its dialogue and released, is that we learn a lot about Armella in this chapter, in that her scars may have physically healed, but mentally they may be there for slightly longer. Because we also, in this world, Regale, it's a world with magic in it. You can magically cure wounds, a lot of ailments. However, what happens to the psyche of an attack like that? Hey, quick question. Go ahead, Cryo. If it's something weird, I will answer it. Maybe. If it's mean, though, I'll be sad. Is there a way to get a physical copy of this comic? I would love to do a physical copy. But I'm going to be doing them in volumes. So we got to finish volume 1, and then I will be printing them. Because I would love a physical version. I would love to give you one. I'm glad you're depicting PTSD in the story. Yeah, I thought, well, so it's something that is quite close to home. Not particularly PTSD, but well, I'll do that for you, Smiley. It's an important story to tell. Medical PTSD. Sorry, let me spell this character's name right. Medical PTSD is something that is quite close to my heart, growing up as a kid who was a bit of a hypochondriac, and then growing into an adult who had various strange, unexplainable medical issues that have since been resolved, but have always carried a kind of fear with them. I wanted to, and this is, as I was saying previously, it's why I find Armella's storyline to be the most compelling to write, because it has a personal connection to me. And it's that being constantly afraid of a medical episode or an injury that may flare up and actually cause you to no longer function in society has been a fear that I carried for a lot of my life. She has a nice tarot card too. She does. She does. I'm really happy with the tarot cards and how they've turned out for sure. But yeah, it became this very important story for me to tell in some capacity, and being a comic artist, I wanted to be able to tell stories that were quite close to home, even if they were maybe a little confronting, because I have that time in the writing phase to kind of come to terms with it or not come to terms with it and maybe not include it if it happens to be just a little bit too much, things like that. But if we don't depict them, then no one knows about them or no one learns about them. So yeah, being you stranded, being able to tell stories that you care about is important. 100%, 100%. It's and it's just a fascinating thing to do, or it's a fascinating thing to explore. Because from what I've learned in life, is that shielding people from those experiences does not make them resistant to them. It actually makes them more vulnerable to them. If you have suffered some sort of um, episode of a form, then hiding you from it is not going to do you any good. You got to kind of come to terms with it in your own space and in your own way, of course, but like hiding from it actually only makes the problem worse. So it was one of those things that I felt I needed to do, you know? And also I love Armella as a character. I think she's fantastic. And I think I feel very like excited to explore her story because in a sense even though she's a fictional character, I know she's the kind of person, she's the kind of character who's strong enough to take this kind of thing on, which I hope would be inspiring. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Stranded. Confidence only comes after you have done something. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You overcome the challenges. And you're always capable of it too. And because we're so early in the comic, we're gonna witness scenes that are harrowing for various characters, but we'll also get to see them overcome them. Or, as many stories contain, maybe fail to overcome them, learn to live with what they have, things like that. I thought that was also important because sometimes it's in certain cases it's not a case of overcoming something, because some things are not to be overcomed, overcamed. Now I'm struggling with this word. Um, some things are not there to be beaten. Some things are just there that you kind of gotta grow from. And I thought that was an important thing to do as well. Overcome, exactly. Exactly, Somno. Exactly. You get me. Yeah, and we'll meet characters, especially in the next chapter we'll meet characters who I really loved writing their stuff about, like their stories. And some of them do contain depictions of things like that and other kind of issues that may be personal or close to home for various different reasons, but it's also because I do love and things that are completely different as well, but like I do love exploring those kinds of ideas as well. Thank you for sharing that. It's really inspiring to see what you've been able to create from that experience. As that dynamic has also been difficult for me to work through and still process. Well, um I hope that it has been helpful in some sense, and it's kind of why I do it. It's like I'm no longer in that place where I have that anxiety or that fear anymore, but
if I can offer any kind of peace or what's the word I'm looking for? Regulation from that kind of anxiety, then that is a huge reward. I think one of the biggest things that motivated me to make the comic just full stop was that I wanted to make a story where kindness and genuineness was not a weakness. And it was one of the biggest things that made Ratchet such a compelling and emotionally very powerful character to have in a D&D campaign, was that he was always kind. Always kind. That was one of the like things that I had in his character bio, was that he was, or his, it was not in his flaws, but it was one of his character traits, and it was explicitly not one of his flaws, but it was that he was always kind to everyone, even those that he fought. And it was because that he felt that people treated him like he was naive or innocent and childish, because he was a child, is a child. Um, but he always had this philosophy that because he's a goblin, goblins don't live very long, so they're often much wiser because they've come to experience a lot of the world through the guise of someone who lives for a very short time. And so his philosophy was that kindness wasn't a weakness, and that vulnerability and openness to people, even people you hadn't met and people you didn't know, was a key to accessing their own kindness and their compassion. And if people were abrasive to that, or if they were resistant to that, then it meant that they had faced great pain. And then as a result, that was just more reason to be kind. And so he's changed a bit since the since the campaign, uh, but in ways that were kind of more geared to encourage that philosophy and mentality. And so as a result, that's kind of why it's one of the reasons why I felt I had to make Ratchet and the Beanstalk Brigade an actual full comic. It used to be small. It used to be this tiny, tiny thing. I gotta read. Sorry. Some things will never be overcome, but can only be managed and lived with. Yeah. Still makes the going worth it. Yeah. Curious, Gramos, did you print a copy of that tarot cards and have pictures of them somewhere? Yeah, so the tarot cards are actual printed cards. They're available on Kofi if you like them and if you would like to buy them. They are available. I gotta currently redo them because I found a new printer, so they will be cheaper and more available for people. We need more stories like that. We do. We need more stories where it's not, where kindness isn't kind of, like kindness isn't a secondary thought. It's part of it. It's part of what makes a character good and great, makes them strong. And so much of my writing for this comic has been geared around how do I steer solutions to the issues that the characters will face in the world around Ratchet's greatest strength, which is that he is kind, that he's compassionate, that he cares. And so much of that is built on long establishing stuff, the relationships he builds with people. Through his interactions with people, that's where we get a lot of meat to the story, as it were. So yeah. Such a good storyline. Yeah, I'm really excited. Like Ratchet, I have loved him as a character for years. That's why I've been working on this like so dedicatedly, because he is such a fantastic character, and it's such a fantastic story to get to write, built around this little goblin who's just trying to be kind to people, and maybe trying to figure out how to be kind to himself along the way. And that's also a big thing. It's a big thing I care about because it's so easy to forget to be kind to ourselves. So very well said. Oh, thank you. Okay, I was thinking you had an actual pictures of how the cards would, of how the card would look in real life. I do. I mean, I could take a picture of how the card looks in real life. Buys great art supplies. He'll never use. Oh, thank you, Silent. You say that, but I love using art supplies for other stuff. I just draw more comic-based stuff. It's not even a joke. That is actually true. I had a sketchbook that was just full of preliminary sketches of these characters, things like that. Before I started doing concept art and stuff like that, I had a book that was just dedicated to sketching out ideas. And I got the idea for doing that from my tattoo artist, who's just an awesome guy. And he inspired me to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, these also fingers are not all equal distance. Sorry. It's very hard for me to be kind to myself at all. It can be. It's one of the hardest things we have to like learn to overcome. Val, it's tough. It like as someone who knows that feeling. It's so tough sometimes. But then it's also the most rewarding thing because we know in our heart of hearts that the person who needs our kindness the most, hey, guess what? That's us. Most of the time, we kind of forget. We're so caught up in the lives of others that we kind of forget to look at ourselves and go, hey, maybe I need a little moment for myself, do something that I love to do, you know? Take a moment and just do something that makes me laugh, makes me giggle, makes me happy, and boom, you realize that your day, and then even like if you want to look at it practically, you're going to do a much better job at improving people's days if you're taking care of yourself as well. Because one of the greatest joys is that if you bring a whimsical and positive energy to a room, you actually have a very good chance of lighting it up. And I don't mean arson wise, Silent. If you're in a good mood, you're less likely to commit arson, just saying from a statistical standpoint. But if you are actually showing up to places and you have been treating yourself with absolute kindness, then you are more likely to improve people's moods just by being there. Because it can be easy to forget, but a lot of the time, the people that you spend your time with love spending time with you. 2, 3, 4. It's 4 fingies. And so as a result, if you're doing well, you're going to make them do well, feel better. You know? It's been so easy helping others without a second thought, but applying the same thing to myself takes a lot of effort most days. Absolutely. It feels like a task to kind of take care of yourself or to be kind to yourself. And it is great to receive positive feedback from others, but I think the kindest or the greatest words of kindness come from you and are directed at you, you know? You know? You guys get me. You all get me. People are usually their own worst critics. Exactly. And once you break that kind of line of thought, then your life does dramatically improve. As somebody who does, try to be positive every single day. Oh, zombie, hello. Yeah, how you doing? Not me, I'm great. Exactly. Look at Cryo. Cryo is so self-actualized. He's just doing good, as I only half listening. Fucking, hello, zombie, how you doing? Just currently talking about positivity, being kind to oneself. But yeah. I mean, for me personally, I found that, like, a lot of that negative self-talk, once you start drowning that out, even with, like, stupid whimsy, because that's how I did it. That's how I kind of started to actively eliminate a lot of that negative self-talk was just with relentless whimsy, which sounds ridiculous, but it's like if I felt that I was having a pretty rough day, then I would go out and do something fun, just have a good time, or just do something that I knew I was going to enjoy. And I found for me personally, it was genuine social connection. made a huge difference. But it can be different for everyone as well. But yeah, for me, social connection made a huge difference. Like I would go to certain stores who people I liked would be there, and people I liked having a conversation with would be there, and that actively I knew that they were gonna like say hi and have a chat with me and stuff like that, and that actively improved my mood. Perish, good sir. Jesus. Silent. It's brutal. What are you talking about? Zombie's great. We love Zombie. It's been a while, so it's very nice to see you. You also have to remember while you're critical of yourself, other people are just as critical of themselves. And that some people look at you as if you have no problems, so no way. Some people see you as perfect. Yeah, exactly. A lot of jealousy comes from this, from people's perception that you have more than them. And yeah, most criticism is born from jealousy in some capacity. You know, if it's not like functional critique or constructive feedback, then it's usually born of jealousy in some capacity. And then you could kind of disregard whatever they say, really, if you want. Unlurk, welcome back, Orpa. When did I say Zombie wasn't great? I called him a good sir. Oh yeah, that's fair. You know what? I take it back, Silent. You were actually very polite. You damn gem. Guys, be friendly. Unless you have so much positivity that your atomic charge causes you to spontaneously combust, you get mutant powers that accidentally cause the area to burst into flame around you. An accidental arson, if you will. I love that last sentence. An accidental arson, if you will. Yeah, that maybe is detrimental positivity. Chat looking real good today. We brought him back. We brought it back from the brink, but we can always go back. I got to work again to make dinner, but I really appreciate your words, and this conversation is awesome. Oh, thank you, Stranded. Enjoy dinner. Enjoy cooking dinner. Hope you have a lovely time, and I hope everything comes out fantastic. I wouldn't be surprised if it did, though. But hello, good. Hello, regardless. 2 hour mug. Oh, thank you so much, Smiley. I'm gonna have a quick sip of my coffee. It's pretty much room temperature, but that's okay because it's caramel. It's got caramel in it. It's like a caramel latte, so it's still pretty tasty. Yeah, I'll make sure to hydrate too. Don't want to be dehydrated sitting watching a mouse talk about being positive. It's a weird mental image, and it's going to be very hard to explain to a paramedic if you are severely dehydrated. So hydrate. Oh, delicious. I've finished my coffee. Back to the drawery drawer. I think we've made pretty good progress for 2 hours, give or take. You can never be certain. You can never be certain with this kind of stuff. A little lower. Nice. Nice. Just very abrasively go. Just say nice. I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot of the artwork is so. It's so cool to see how far I've grown as an artist. Because when I started out, I didn't know what I was doing. a lot of the time, especially with comics. Felt very like judgmental of myself, you know? Felt like I wasn't doing, the panels right, all this kind of stuff. I felt like I was just doing it all terribly wrong. Um, and it's just a learning process, you know? And then once I got the hang of it, I was like, sweet, doing okay. And then now I'm just like, I actually feel really good about how these panels look. And I can't wait for chapter 4 because I'm gonna really like go to town on some of the panels. Egg sucking, lily livered, jive. Oh, wackadoo, foul villain, cur. Oh, those are them's fighting words. Cur. Silent, you are brutal. So cruel. I love this panel. I just love this panel because it's just very a very intense expression, and I love me an intense, intense expression. Hasta la bye bye, daddy-o. This is why I love you, Silent. You just got a charisma about you, you know, a brutal charisma. See you, Silent. I enjoyed the idea that you would keep the blurred lines. Yeah, keep the lines blurred to blur. Oh, you mean the draft lines? I wish. But no, I do not keep draft lines. They're gone. Like, keeps her out of focus. I will be doing a little bit of fiddling with the focus, that's for sure. Yeah. And I'll be playing with a bit of focus in these next few panels just because, yeah. Because also, she's not wearing glasses. So her vision is going to be skewed. Just like how when we get panels going through Ratchet's POV, like directly through Ratchet's POV, they're gonna be um they're not gonna have red or green in them because Ratchet's colorblind, canonically colorblind. Which yes begs the question: what color does he think he is? I only thought about that recently. That's how I felt initially with my art. I was too hard on myself about taking too long. It wasn't until I got on Twitch and started watching artists create things in real time that I was able to realize that we all move at different paces and that I don't need to compare. But the act of just creating is enough. Exactly. That's a fantastic way of putting it presently. I thought you were going to say that his vision is going to be shit. No, he's got really good vision. It just doesn't have red or green in it. Also, for the physical copy, are you considering waiting for a few issues to come out, or the whole lot, then release it all as one book? Why do I think you wrote realize, like a graphic novel? So, very good question, Cryo. My current plan is that I will release it volume by volume. So, currently in Rat Baby, so this main series, there are 3 volumes, which will, without spoiling anything or trying not to spoil anything, the first volume will cover Ratchet reaching Timberstone, forming the Beanstalk Brigade, and going on their first heist. There will be sections and aspects within that volume, which will go into like little side arcs and little pieces, but that'll all be one volume. The second volume will cover the consequences and the roll-on effect of their first heist, and then their second heist. So each volume contains a single heist that the Beanstalk Brigade commit to, as well as either the consequences of the previous heist or the origins, or the establishing of relationships. And by relationships, I mean like platonic and meetings and introductions of characters, essentially. So yeah, then that'll cross 3 volumes. I have no idea how long that will take, in a sense. However, um, yeah, it'll take a little bit, in theory, seeing as how long these chapters have taken. But yeah, so that's my plan currently. And of course, as time goes on, the idea is that I will be slowly moving to working on this comic more full time. And once I get to that, then the process will speed up quite a lot. It takes as long as it needs. Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, as time goes on, I'll probably start doing this, yeah, more full time, and then as a result, I will get more. Oh, oh, Smiley! I'm so taken off guard by that. Thank you so much for the donation to my coffee, Smiley. That is far too kind. You are such a sweet little bean. I'm so grateful. I like caught so off guard by that. I didn't know what that noise was. Thank you. That is very kind. I don't know what to say. I'm actually so like taken aback. Thank you so much. Oh, Smiley, you are and have always been such a wonderful, positive spark in my streams. I really appreciate your presence. The fact that you are here at all is it means the world. So thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate it. I haven't been releasing the comic pages on Coffee early like I used to, just because I've kind of been a bit overwhelmed with the process recently. Kind of just fallen into the flow of things quite a bit. But I will be going back to that, and so if people wanted to be, or if people are members of my coffee, then basically they get the pages early. They can read page by page as opposed to chapter by chapter. But yeah, I'm currently just like, don't do that, don't do that unless you feel very um certain about wanting to support me financially. But yeah. And yeah, that's also where I put all my store stuff because I make stickers. I also make the tarot cards. The tarot cards are there. And yeah, I don't necessarily feel. Yeah, I feel like that's probably the right angle that I want. But yeah. And yeah, as I get closer to full time work on this comic, then the process will be much quicker. But also next year, I'm planning on adapting my process a little bit to just speed it up anyway. So once we get to that, it'll be quicker anyway, which I'm keen for as well. I love doing the comic. I've been really energized to do it recently as well. I donate through coffee because I think a large percentage from the Twitch sub cheer goal goes to Jeff instead of the artist. Yeah, I've heard that too. It is what it is. I have no opinions on it because I like using Twitch, and I would like to continue using Twitch. But yeah, I've heard that is the case. Also, streaming for 3 hours as opposed to two on art streams, I actually have gotten used to much faster than I thought I was going to. Originally, I thought it was going to be a big change, but it actually feels okay. And that has really helped me improve on the comic, like in a really speedy manner, which I love. Oh, don't do anything cool. We got an ad break currently running. My opinion on a chunk going to Jeff is that it's a good thing. Yeah, I do kind of agree in that sense that just take a little off the top, you know? You're allowed to skim a bit. You're allowed to skim a bit from me, Jeff. I don't mind. I don't really do it for the money. Kind of will have to, not have to do it for the money, but I will kind of do it for the money next year, but just so that I can kind of earn enough to potentially move to full time, if you know what I mean. Because if Twitch wasn't profitable, it wouldn't exist. Yes. Yeah. No, you got a good point. You got a very good point there, Crebus. But yeah, I'm gonna be taking more of a push next year to work on this full time, and part of that is to build up more of a stable kind of passive income. Which I'm not super keen on because I still feel weird about getting money for this, but also if it helps me live my dream, then that's kind of cool. Can I not accept it for my dream? Would I not do anything for my dream? Like, accept that I'm taking cash? That is true too, yeah. It's one of these balancing acts, you know? But I am also doing more video content too. My camera is here. I don't have it yet. I have to go and pick it up, but my cinema camera is here. I'm very excited to use it. For Grey Mouse videos, reviews on tech that I use for making art, reviews on comics like Suited. I'm gonna review the heck out of that one. It's good. Should read it. Reviews on toilet paper. Anything that can be reviewed will be reviewed by the Grummy. Yeah, well, that's kind of why I wanted to get a more portable cinema camera for more of my Grey Mouse stuff, but then also just more cinema work because I currently own uh, a really good cinema camera. However, it's very heavy. So I can't really use it for handheld stuff. I certainly couldn't use it for packs. Like there was no chance I was going to bring my camera to packs because it is so heavy, and um, and I'm just not getting away with that. So I've got something a little bit more portable now that I will be bringing to next packs, as well as this other thing, which is a secret. I continue to cannot tell you. You know, just gotta hit the gym. I've been hitting the gym. It's still too heavy. You ever carry around a camera for hours on end? They heavy. They heavy. My current cinema camera. No, I got noodle arms. That's fair enough, and I would never judge you for that because cameras are heavy anyway. If you're strong and stuff, my camera has like it's. I've modified it so that it is a shoulder mounted camera, but the body of the camera alone is about a kilogram or about 800 grams, and then everything else added onto it, it makes it about 2 to 3 kilograms. So you just carrying around 3 kilograms all day, heavy. And if you don't have like the stabilizing shoulder mount to it, then you're carrying it in your hands, which is horrible. Yeah, heavy as hell. Back when I used to do cinematography, um, used to have to carry it around all the time. I've never actually bought an actual camera before. I wouldn't bother, mate. They're a scam. uh, Oh, why don't you have the mount? Sometimes the mount is actually too difficult to use in small locations. So in places, some of the filming I've done filming in places like cafes. You can't bring a shoulder mount in there. You can, but you just can't use it. Like you can't use it effectively because now your range of motion is hugely reduced. Actually, I could probably do a let me explain if you'd like. Let me show you. It's probably a real quick one because I know this subject quite well. But let me explain. Let me explain to you. Sorry, great breakdancing punga. I got to explain. I got to explain in a way that's fun. So, basically, let's say this is me. What cute little guy. He probably really loves cameras. He does. So, if we go for just a normal a standard. No, let's stop having umbrage with the phrasing. So a normal um handheld camera rig is about do the hand first. So if it's about this size, so my one currently is about it's actually probably about this big, like size wise. It's a big piece of kit. Add on the necessary accoutrement, which is a lens, zoom lens usually, because essentially you want something that has a full range of motion. No, a full range of point of view. So you want an adaptable range and width. So you're going to need a zoom lens. Those are not light. Those are significantly heavier because they contain uh, multiple pieces of glass across at least two, if not three, cylinders of space. So those are quite heavy. With this particular camera, so to get into specifics, I have a Blackmagic 6K, which is a very beautiful camera. Fantastic. Bit depth, really, really good resolution. However, battery life, terrible. So you need a onboard battery. So this is this. The battery, also heavy. And attached to the bottom because you're still going handheld. If you want to get fancy, the onboard sound is not great because it has internal fans. The main camera has internal fans. This is great because if you have internal fans, your camera isn't going to overheat, which is a huge problem with a lot of those more sleeker cameras. Those can't film for quite as long. This camera I have filmed non-stop for about 10 hours at one point without it overheating. However, if you want sound, you're going to need an external sound device. This is not heavy. This is not heavy, so we don't have anything to worry about there. This basically is a receiver that goes to a mic on somebody else. Let's call him Mike. Welcome back, Crikey. The one thing that's not heavy. The one thing that's not heavy. This is fine. Yeah. So knows a lot about cameras. I know a bit. I had to study, the specifics of cameras because to be a cinematographer, you kind of need to be a technician. Mike has the mic exactly presently. Yes. So Mike has the mic. When he speaks, when he says whatever he's saying, it goes into here. This guy picks it up and he sends it off to the receiver. I'm now explaining how a receiver works. This is not name him Michael. It's Michael Mike. So that is a handheld camera. As you can see how heavy it is, with all of these additions, it'll usually approximately weigh about 2 kilograms. So we actually lose at least if not more, 1 kilogram of weight to the handheld. However, if you're holding something that weighs 2 kilograms for upwards of 15 hours a day, or Mickey, that's also good. If you're holding something for upwards of 15 hours a day, your arms are going to be tired. Now, going to erase this camera because with... Actually, no, I don't. I don't need to do that. I'm going to just copy and paste, then erase. Okay, and then, hold on. Lower the opacity. Erase this camera version. With the shoulder mount, it's not just the weight though, it's the awkward distribution of weight. Yeah, exactly. You get it. You get it. So the hand position is relatively similar with a shoulder mounted camera. However, you have this shoulder brace and then the distribution of the weight itself across a rig. So there are multiple different forms of a rig that you can have basically, but all essentially do the same thing. They all distribute the weight and also help to stabilize the camera. Because the weight is distributed, your shakes are now also distributed. So the shaking that your body does is distributed and then also grounded in your on your shoulder, which your chest and your legs are kind of the more stable parts of your body. The camera body will sit about here, around about the middle, and usually where there's like a brace to your hand. You get the lens. The lens is actually usually supported by the rig as well. And then the battery can kind of sit wherever. Usually I will put it on the shoulder mount itself and then connect it by wires. You get the mic receiver. And then from there, you actually have a lot of good, like, weight to it. However, one of my problems with my shoulder-mounted camera is also that to see it, I need to look down. And that hurts my neck. If you extend it out more, you lose stability, basically. And it slowly tips. And basically, then you will feel the weight more the less in the middle the camera is. If you want to adjust that, basically you would actually just have a screen there. It only adds a little bit more weight to it. You hate cinema cameras? Cinema cameras are fine. Don't hurt your neck. Yeah, exactly. They suck to use. They're inconvenient to use, but they're easy workarounds. As I'm essentially saying right now. The thing with the shoulder-mounted cameras is basically that now we actually have so much more. We are so much wider. The neck pain is worse. Yeah. So basically, the range of motion is worse because we have to move from our torso out because we can't move from our hands anymore. So as a result, walking through doors is fine. We walk straight through, but walking in crowded spaces is significantly worse because we cannot lift this piece up or around without having to move the rest of it around, if you get what I mean. When did we start talking about cameras? I was just talking about because I've bought a new camera. I bought a new cinema camera, which is lighter and very, very good. And so that is my needlessly rambly explanation as to why I'm getting a new camera. Nice, what one? The Sony FX30. I have this, the one I currently have is a Sony, not Sony, a Blackmagic 6K, Pocket 6K. I thought you had a red camera. Those thing for a full rig is 40K US. Yeah. No, I would like reds are gorgeous cameras. However, with the rise of stuff like Netflix and stuff like and things like that, they're largely unnecessary. And for me, who's now no longer a professional cinematographer, I'm never gonna get one of those. I'd love to use one of them for sure, but I don't like they're so unnecessary nowadays. What's Netflix? Yeah, good question. You need one of those fancy ones. that you're able to hold in front that is wrapped around your whole body. Oh, one of them. So the like full body rig. My brother has one. My brother has one of those. He has a full body rig, and those are a bitch to use, but they're also fantastic for still image, like still, like for the still look. Thank you so much, Smiley, for self care. Everybody, take a moment to have a little stretch. Stretch out your back, stretch out your fingies. Take a nice little moment to just breathe. The one that Linus uses for their videos, yeah, completely unnecessary. Like, sadly, like regrettably, very unnecessary. Because it's, I think, Marquise uh has refers to something as the law of diminishing returns. The eyes can't really see much, you know. The eyes can't see that level of resolution and that level of high quality. So it doesn't necessarily matter to have 16-bit depth or 10-bit color depth, really. Or 8K. 8K is unnecessary currently because no one can really tell the difference between 4K and 8K, 4K, 6K, and 8K. Things like that. Yeah, make sure to hydrate. Check if your posture's bad. If it's bad, hey, I'm not your mum, not your mam. I'm not gonna tell you to fix it, but maybe you should. One of my go-to stretches, since we are doing self-care, you may have heard me talk about it before, but basically place your hands flat down against the table, or a flat surface if you do not have a table ready. And you basically just slowly go through raising each of your fingers, starting with your pointer finger, then your middle finger, then your ring finger, and then your pinky. Slowly but surely, you want to raise it like 15 to 30 times, just slowly. If it hurts, don't do it, or don't do it as high. The goal is kind of to raise it to a point where you can feel a little bit of a, not a strain. You want to feel a slight tightness and you want to feel a stretch in your fingers, and then you let it drop nice and softly. You want to control the rise and fall, and you also whichever fingers you're lifting, you don't want other fingers to rise with it or bend. It does, in my opinion, for downscaling, it does make video look more clear and higher res than it actually is. Yeah, but more is compressed as well. And this is the thing. There are positives and negatives, sure. But I would, if you're making videos that you like, if you're starting out making videos, you absolutely shouldn't have a red camera, first of all. But yeah, if you want to make videos with red, then sure. But it comes down to more of a preference thing in the end. Because no one's going to see that quality. Even in downscaling, there is a greater demand for compression then. The higher the quality image, the greater the compression. Red is hard to edit for. I bet. 100%. Like, that does not surprise me at all. And I wouldn't bother. You just get something nice and simple. Something nice and convenient. You want something versatile. Really. Like, realistically speaking, go aim for versatility over everything. Or just, make your mistakes as well. You can always grow from them. It's not the end of the world if you get a camera that's too heavy or too big or too high res, things like that. Or maybe too high res because that's going to cost more. You don't necessarily want to be wasting money on a camera that you're going to struggle to use. I ate some spicy food yesterday and I'm feeling it now. Yeah, I bet. Learn from my mistakes. Learn from my mistakes and learn. Gross, no thanks. Or do a cryo and don't make mistakes. Stagnate on your success. Well, not stagnate, sorry. That's the wrong word. Rest on your laurels. Never make a mistake again. Then you don't have to learn. That also works, I guess. I've really plateaued on 100% success. I mean, that's a pretty good plateau. That's why you're such a chill guy, is that you've never known failure. I love that emote. I don't taste spice. Oh, yeah. I know what you meant. I know what you meant. The butt tastes the spicy. Of course it does. The butt doesn't have the same kind of resistance as the mouth. That sounds fucked up. Never mind. That would do it, yeah. I mean, it might do it. We can't know for certain. We're not scientists. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Her eyelashes would go down, not up. Sometimes I just don't think, you know? Sometimes I just don't put thoughts in my head. Nothing comes from my brain. For just a few small moments. But it's peaceful, you know? Let me grow explain. What do you want me to explain? The butt has less resistance than the mouth, but we need proof. No, I'm not gonna. I don't need to explain that. It explains itself. Failures help build resilience to new challenges. Yes, yes. However, nothing is a challenge. Yeah, nothing is a challenge for cryo. I call it the cartwheeling milk fountain. That will do it. Yeah, that's one way of getting milk into your system. Yeah. Is that everything? Yeah. Oh no, did not draw her mouth. Got so confused by the amount of just lines. Uh, Cryo's calcium cartwheels is another name for it. That's very fitting. That's I like it. It's got charm to it. The distraction from of drawing the camera rig setup turned your brain to mush. Almost forgot the mouth. Yeah, talking about cameras it's made my brain go from art to this. art to camera technician. Me not speak well no more. Me talk like fool. Little bit. Me, me brain. Me brain not do right. Uh-oh. Me brain forget where me is. Up-oh. Alright, we did pretty good. 4 panels. It's pretty good. I mean, we still got time. We still got time, though. Alright, buddy, I'm sorry to leave such a somber note as butt chugging milk, but I gotta go to bed. Fair enough. Fair enough. Have a good sleep, my friend, and I hope you don't accidentally butt chug anything in your sleep. I want the Total War Warhammer games. I have seen them. I have seen that they are quite good. Love you, buddy. Can't wait to see your skin. That's horrifying, but love you too. It's never an accident. Jesus. You a mess. Okay. Actually gonna have Ratchet pop downwards. Because someone has to grab Armella's glasses. Oh, his hood's off. So let's take that hood off. Want Ratchet. Someone's already said the sock, I think. Actually, no, no one said sock. But yeah, that's probably a fair one. Probably pretty accurate. Oh, he's got a helmet. I feel like it's plenty of good delays because I ad lib some of the drawing process. Just add stuff randomly. The bestest rat pelt sock, all from Grey. Well, I'm not a rat, so incorrect. Bestest mouse pelt sock. Probably not actually. Now that I think about it, I probably couldn't fill I couldn't fill out a sock. I'm a mouse. Mice are notoriously not rat-sized, unless I'm a big mouse. Yeah, I finished marking first time out of 500 students I have taught in the last 2 years to actually score 100% for my module. Amazing. That is amazing. That's fantastic. I'm get paid tomorrow. I'm buying some whetstones so I can sharpen my knives. Ooh, that's cool. That'll be good. That'll be a nice uh, chill evening of sharpening sharpening knives. Uh, I'm a big mouse. Guess so. Bigger than the average mouse. You did accidentally call myself a rat earlier. I did, but that was for comedic purposes. Surely. No, I get that. I make the mistake too sometimes. I'll be real with you. I make the mistake. I sometimes forget, and I also just say it. It's quick. I'm alright. The whetstones will come next week because I don't need to sharpen until next week. Ah, okay, fair enough. Well, then that'll be fun. Next week. Grandma's not being sure of his own species is the best plotline? Yeah. So's discontent. Speaking of so's, the stitching in my face. I may not be a rodent at all. It may be just a man. And maybe some weird cryptid. That's what I was looking for. And maybe a penguin. Might be a goat. Could be anything. See it? You see the stitching on my face? Aliens. I could be an alien. But I don't know much about space. Maybe that's why I'm here, because I got lost. Or I crashed really quickly, because I was in space, and I don't know space. I don't know shite about space, or what we know about space. The plot thickens like a cup of Yakult. It's been sitting in the fridge for 4 months. That Stranded made me drink. It wasn't that old. It was fine. It was still within date. I would never drink something that was out of date. That's horrible. Uh, yes, that is a technicality. Crikey. I agree, but it is a technicality. That is meaningless in a humorous situation. In a humorous point. And your species just resembles what we know of as a mouse, unless you can shapeshift. I don't know, maybe. I am not going to say one way or another if I can or cannot shape shift, as you call it. I may the stitching in my face may just be because I accidentally skateboarded into a pole, a sharp pole. I thought I was being humorous. I did not realize. Apologies. How much time we got? We got about 15 minutes. Okay. Let's keep moving. Can we do it? Probably not. That'll probably be for tomorrow then. Which is fine. Because then that means we're pretty on good schedule. No. Double your stream time. You left me without Sunday stream. No. End of story. I don't need Sunday stream. Sunday stream is overtime stream. We don't need to work overtime. Therefore, we don't need to stream. Better for one's health. Drat's foiled again. Fair enough. But also, it might come back. It might become a gaming stream in future. If we're not, it'll really depend, but it's most likely going to become a gaming stream because Thursday nights streams are going to change as well next year. Because those will still be gaming streams, but with a bit of a twist. Hey, Kit, how you doing? Your contract says overtime is mandatory. Well, I make my own contract, so I can just change it. Nice try, sausage. It's another thing that I don't want to spoil. Also, Kit, how you doing? How you been? It is very lovely to see you, and I hope you have been well. But yeah, so like I don't want to spoil anything just because I'm gonna switch a few things up in the new year. Nothing drastic, really. It's gonna be a few slight changes, and if I want to play more video games, I might turn the uh, overtime stream into a gaming stream when I don't need to overtime, when I don't need to work overtime, which might be a good compromise, but we'll see. It's really going to come down to what I have time and availability for, because I still do work full time, and I will do for a while. Um, but yeah, the Thursday streams are changing to something a little bit different and a lot more interactive. So there's going to be stuff going on there as well. Too many non-spoiling spoilers for one day. Yeah, exactly. I can't spoil things, but I like talking about them. I can't sleep so I can actually watch stream. Just got over being sick. Oh, I'm so sorry. Been drawing a lot. I noticed. I've been seeing you on Blue Sky. You've been drawing up a storm. Very happy for you. But none of the things I need to watch. That's fair. That's always the thing, though. It's easy to procrastinate, though. So much fun, too. To not work on the things you need to work on, you know? I watch mainly on my phone. Basically, I just read the chat and listen to you and occasionally look at the drawing or gameplay. That's fair enough. So you would be fine with a podcast. Then. I could always do, like, a guest thing. Probably not on the horizon, but you never know. I'm not hosting a show. Draw. What? I need to draw. See, I'm sleepy brain, but my body is like, nah, it's okay. You're all good. As long as I eventually understand it, it's fine. And of course, the real hero of this chapter is Armella's rad, like sick, muscular back. Mousecast. Mousecast, yeah. The Mouse in the House podcast. The Mouse Soup podcast. That doesn't really flow. Ironically, talking about soup, but it doesn't really flow very well. The name's not very catchy. The Mouse Soup podcast. It doesn't really. You need to know me to understand it. You know? It's too much. Too many ifs, you know? Ratcast soup. That just sounds like gibberish. That ain't gonna work. What the? Oh, muscular dude. But what would I even do a podcast on? Realistically. Eating jam. farting really loud so your neighbors can hear. Do a porridge Tuesdays. That's pretty cute. That's pretty cute. Actually really like the sound of that. That sounds cute. But it'd have to be about something nice, and none of you are like nice enough to warrant a sweet podcast. And of course, I'm not including the really sweet ones of you. That's the butter witch. I have to draw that later today. Wait, have you dropped something in my... Oh shit, my Discord. Let me open my Discord. Is porridge a soup? I guess so, yeah. Well, actually, it's maybe a bit too solid to be a soup. But it's cool. Yeah, if you fuck up porridge, then yes. Right? Right? If you fuck up a porridge, then kind of, I would say yes. I was really excited. You did. The butter witch on Blue Sky. I thought you posted it in my Discord, and I was really excited. Then I realized I'd seen it, and I was excited about it then. Porridge isn't supposed to be solid. It's semi-solid. You know what I mean. You know what I mean, Drake. It's more of a stew. You know what I'm saying. And a stew is not a porridge. I mean, stew is not a porridge. No, stew is not a soup because it's a stew. It has a name. Porridge more a stew. Hey, kid, you get it. You get it. The mass perspective. Whiskers and wisdom. That's super cute too, Smiley. You guys are great with names. It seems. Guess I'm gonna have to do a podcast. But what would I do a podcast on? I can't just talk about porridge or mice and whiskers of wisdom. I don't have that much wisdom. And all that stuff I freely give away here. I could do a true crime podcast where I talk about murders. Someone else would have to edit it though, because I don't have time. Stew is a category of soup, but we say that. We say that. And it is correct, isn't it? Stew is a category of soup, but we also need to concede that a thing can be other things, you know? And we leave it at that, because I feel like this thing soup joke is getting a bit old. Unlike a soup. I mean, which never gets old. I think we all know what soup is at this point. We all kind of understand. So we kind of need to stop asking what soup is. Because surely we know by now. Oh, jeez. Murders by mice. That's actually pretty good. No, with that attitude, you can't. You have all the wisdom. No. Stew is soup you cooked for too long. Nice. Okay. To be honest, porridge was actually an interesting one. Yeah, I agree. Porridge is an interesting one because, like, it is a good question. Is porridge soup? Am I okay? No. I sneeze weird. I'm so sorry. I have to apologize. um. Okay now. I breathed in as I sneezed. Sounded like I fell out of the chair. Just I did lean forward and rest my head on the desk and pass out for maybe a solid few minutes. No, I did, yeah, I leant on the desk, and that's probably where the sound came from. I didn't fall out of my chair, I swear. You would have heard like a ton of squeaking if I did. It did. I'll take your word for it because it wouldn't surprise me if it did just sound like I've fallen out of my chair. Sneezing. I would do that. I've like hurt my neck sneezing before, which is pretty bad. Time is it? Oh, we got 3 minutes. Let's finish up here. No dilly-dallying, you silly sausages. Says the one who's been dilly-dallying this entire time. says the dilly dallier. I am the one who dillies and dallies. Just panicked. Sneeze yourself right out of the chair. Just and then I slam into the wall behind me because I've sneezed too hard. I have popped my back sneezing before. Oh god, that sounds so rough. I'm so sorry. Oh, we're getting a raid. Galacticat. Oh, hello, Galacticat. Hello, hello, hello. Wait a second, X-File. I know you, Galactimum. Hello, 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 hello. Freakmeister. Hello. Presently. Wait, you're a familiar name. Well, you're all familiar names, but you know what I mean. You've been here this entire time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me give you a quick shout out, Galacticat. What were you doing? What were you working on? We shout out Galactimum instead. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Galactimum. It is such a pleasure to have you here. How you doing? Let Suiko just quickly introduce Galacticat. What were you working on? What were you doing? You haven't been here this whole time, X-File? Hello, Luxbolo. How you doing? How you doing? Get supported, nerd. Damn. I guess I have no choice. Confusing us with some other green beans. Maybe. I can be quite colorblind when it comes to names. You're painting a doggo. Ooh, amazing. Well, hey, if you have anything you want to share, links are more than welcome in the chat. So please feel free to share them. If you would like. Completely up to you though as well. Art tax is optional, depending on your comfort. Potentially alien-like Mises are prone to colorblindness. It is true. Yes, potentially it's true. 404 stubbed over the plot thinkers. Oh no, I do not have a photo or anything, but you can have my Insta. I will take the Insta. I hate green beans cuts literally tens of thousands. Oh my goodness. Yeah, green beans are terrible to cut into. Let me have a cheeky look. Pretty sure I'm following this page. Let's be real. Insta's only gonna let me scroll so far, but let me just quickly hydrate as I organize myself. Punga, show the art. What's Punga showing? Please be something good. Water is boring. Water is a little boring, that is true. However, it's good for you. Soup! The soup sign is hiding it. Bunga, no! Bunga, move it to the side. Thank you, Punga. Water is delicious sometimes, yeah. Look at this art. If you're not following Galacticat, you absolutely should be. Galacticat is fantastic. A fantastic watercolor artist. Usually painting Pokemons, if I remember correctly. Which I do, because I'm regularly in these streams. You recognize the Mew? The Mew is fantastic. So good to see it up there. Very, very worth it. Very, very worth the look. And yes, just if you like super chill, fun streams, then I 100% recommend Galactica. Thank you so much for the raid. I should probably introduce myself as well at some point. Hello! To those of you who don't know me, I'm Grey Mouse. I am an Australian illustrator and mouse, currently working on a long-form fantasy comic called Ratchet and the Beanstalk Brigade. This comic follows a protagonist, a goblin rogue, called Ratchet. That's him. Look at him. But we're all feral. Yes, a little bit. My community is a bit wild sometimes. Where was I? It follows a goblin rogue called Ratchet as he goes on a quest to deliver a magic bean to his uncle. During the comic, he will encounter many other goblins and form a team known as the Beanstalk Brigade as they ascend to the sky with the power of the beanstalk to steal gold from the giants. And that's what this story's about. You have nummy tea? Good for you, kid. Let's go find some tea because my voice hurts, so I'll leave a lurk. All good, Galacticat. Thank you so much for the raid. I will try to leave your community in good hands, but I cannot promise anything. Beans! Yes, beans. Plenty of beans. We have plenty of references to beans, not just beans themselves. We are currently working on chapter 3 of this series that is currently available on Tapas to read for free, if you are curious about the first 2 chapters. Let me just quickly pop that into chat now. There you go. If you would like to read that, it is there and freely available. Chapter 3 has taken me an entire year to finish. However, we are drawing closer, as we have 2 pages left to do. You feel sick every time you hear the word bean? Well then, get prepped, because you're gonna be hearing it a lot. I am terribly sorry. But them's the rules, because this is Ratchet and the Beanstalk Brigade, called Rat Baby for short. It's a very interesting word to be triggered by, that's for sure, but I'm not going to judge or disregard you for it. Get beaned? Kid. That is a very different stance to take. We are currently working on the line work for the second last page, but tomorrow we'll probably, hopefully, finish all the line work and get started on the color and shadows, and all the other things, like the rendering, which I'm very laissez-faire about. Can't just tell someone to get beaned. It's terribly rude. Funny, for sure. I'm giggling, but terribly rude. Slightly messy, but good enough. Good enough for the likes of me, anyhow. There we go. I'm leaning on the funny end. yeah, definitely. We are actually about to raid out ourselves, but I will hold out for just a little bit longer so that we can kind of finish and finalize everything that needs to be done on this panel. We got 2 really simple panels, so we might just get some easy wins and get these 2 panels done while you're all here, give you a little bit of a chance to recover from your travel. But it shouldn't take very long, and then we'll head straight out. Sound good? I hope so. Because that's what we're doing. I'm very bad at drawing circles. One thing you should know. That long travel from down the street in the same city. Yeah, essentially, you've all come walking down the street to come and see me. And I really appreciate it. It is funny. Just jumping from Adelaide streamer to Adelaide streamer. Looks like a pretty good... presently you are far too kind. I do my best. But sometimes my best is a squiggly circle. And hey, what can you do? So gotta make sure that the cell shading is popping, because I love cell shading now. My entire... what's the word I'm looking for? My entire stance on cell shading completely changed with this chapter. So you'll notice if you are reading the comic, volumes 2 and 1 do not have cell shading in them, because I was staunchly against them before. And now I am less so. It sounded like you were going for a Jersey accent for a moment there with the what can you do. Well, I kind of fall into that, yeah. What can you do? Hey, bada bing. Fell down the toilet. Bada bing, what can you do? Ah, dang. Ordered the Philly cheesesteak and got myself a I don't know what was happening to my accent there. I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna stop there before I get in any trouble. Grey Mouse cancelled for terrible accent work. I think that would be fair. I wouldn't blame them. Alright. That was way quicker than I thought it was going to be. There is an ad starting up soon, so we maybe want to sneak out before the ad starts, but we'll see. We'll see. Someone from New Jersey in chat, like, hey, oh, you're some kind of wise guy. What you doing? Who you trying? You Joker? Some sort of funny guy? No, I just have a disposition that I like doing accents sometimes. Please. Alright, we're done here. Done here for tonight. And we will start up again tomorrow. Sound good? I can do the exporting and the moving and the hippity hopping later. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Let's do a raid. Who is currently live? Are there any Adelaide-based streamers currently live tonight? Because we could just walk down the road. Say hi. Oh, thank you, Smiley. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, sorry, Smiley. I don't have a raid message, I don't think. Love the idea of walking from stream to stream. I don't think, like, I love it too, but I also don't think I have another ignore the follow a raid message. Oh, actually, you can. You don't need to ignore it. Take it. Take it. I don't have an Adelaide-based streamer, sadly. I have an Australian-based streamer, though, so I think we are okay. Yeah, just leaving. We go out and we grab them. We're going to go to Luna Blom. Because Luna Blom is Australian. And silence in there. Give cheese or get banned. Yeah, yeah. Alright, let's start the raid. Let's jump across to the end screen. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for the stream. Lovely work today. Thank you for teaching moments. For the rest of your time zone. Thank you so much, Presently. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much to Galacticat for the raid, and thank you so much to everybody who I got to meet from Galacticat's lovely, lovely community. But without further ado, let's get out of here. We got 10 seconds before the ad starts, so let's go. I'll see you all next time. Bye. See you, Freakmeister. Bye, 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 bye.